Hey guys, it's me, Jen,
And I'm Liam, and welcome to Unlimited Time Magic.
where the magic is you.
Enjoy the episode, and we'll see you on Main Street. Bye!
Honkers. Welcome to episode 29.
Something.
We got two more, baby. We got this one,
And
we
one
got one
more.
more. So
And
we really
that's
got one
over.
more.
And then
And
it's going
all
on.
over.
It's it's
I'll never
going
see
on
you again. We'll go
hiatus.
we'll go on into a black hole.
Mhm.
And me and Cassiopeia.
Except for we already have scheduled time together in March, but other than that,
But if I'm not making money doing it, are we really together?
if a tree falls in a content creator's forest and no one is there to like, comment, and subscribe, did it really
happen?
fall?
Yeah. But I haven't seen Jen in 2 weeks because she has been off gallivanting around the seas.
Yes,
Follow
I
Captain
have.
Jen.
Let me tell you, Marvel Day at Sea, you and I have
Oh.
chatted about it over text message slightly.
Yes.
Bonkers. Like the most over the top thing I have ever seen Disney do, like live, that you could actually pull off. We're talking fire. Spider-Man was on the funnel of the friggin' ship in front of our very eyes. That can't be OSHA approved. Like I just kept thinking, okay,
Ow.
that's the ocean. That was unbelievable. And if you are a Marvel fan, even a little, and I have a few Marvel franchises that I am over the top weird about. When they did, okay, so that was one element, was the big show in the evening, and that ended with fireworks.
On the main stage or on the deck?
Outside on the deck.
Got it.
On the main stage, there was a show that was supposed to happen on Marvel Day at Sea, but they had technical difficulties. And whenever I hear that, I always think about you at Beauty and the Beast when the rat got into the theater and they had technical difficulties. I'm like, did they have a rat in the theater? But anyway.
It was a raccoon, but close.
Oh, raccoon. Close enough.
She just sat on the top of the theater, and my favorite is we caught it 3/4 of the way through on the 11 a.m. And I said, that's a raccoon. And everyone was like, so we're just going to pretend like the raccoon is not there until everybody's left the theater. One little girl had to just look up and be like, that's a trash panda live.
That was probably the inspiration for In Anywhere, Everywhere, All at Once, Raccoony.
Yep. I gave it to them. I sent mail to them, fan mail.
So nice.
But yeah.
Michelle,
So
what's her name that we love? So and then they had the Doctor Strange's Academy of Magic or something. That was the main stage show that they had to postpone. So we went and saw it the day that it was postponed to or whatever. And that is when Agatha Harkness was in that show. And when I tell you, when they played the music, the Agatha All Along music, and Agatha Harkness like flew, like it was a full Elphaba flying Agatha Harkness.
How gay.
It was so gay. And I was so
just screaming.
Excited. I lost
We're like,
yeah. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, there's a reel that I just did this morning of me when I saw the Scarlet Witch, when I saw Wanda in the show that was on the deck, and she was like literally 10 feet in front of me because where I happened to be standing, and I sound like a lunatic. Like I'm screaming.
It's not Marvel Day at Sea, it's Wanda's Day at Sea.
If they had done, I'm telling you, if they did a WandaVision Day at Sea, a girl would pay any amount of money for that because
hopefully it's DVC.
Dude,
that's Disney's done a good job at covering that up, because I have really not seen any. Like I've read one article that Agatha has one sentence that says like she is somewhere on the ship at one point.
Yeah, no, and I never did see her in any meet and greets. Although I will say, a lot of people said she wasn't on the meet and greet like official list, but they had a lot of roaming characters that weren't on the official list. So the Ms. Marvel was amazing. Like it was there was just so much good stuff going on, and I loved every minute. So.
Would you recommend it?
100%. Now, I will say Pixar Day at Sea might be better for like younger kids.
Yeah.
Marvel's not super
kid
elementary school kid friendly.
It's like middle school and up.
Yeah. And it was just They was
Was
just
the
long.
mat was the
I
doc
didn't even tell you. They did a Wakanda Forever show in the main atrium, and she
Oh, like-
came and did storytelling. Bizarre and amazing. And
Is,
she like came down the steps and she had her big thing, and I don't even know.
did
I want to call it like a bathleth, but whatever that thing is called, her sword.
staff?
Yeah.
Was the magic show like really cool?
It was
Oh,
super
cool. 'Cause
campy.
that's why I'm guessing they couldn't film it, was really because of
Yes.
like the magic aspects of it.
Yeah, I mean, there was it were some cool special effects. It had a fun storyline.
How long was it?
30 minutes. Not long.
Oh,
But the
okay.
best part, and I
Was
think
that?
I told you this over text message, was that so on Disney Cruise Line, and I'm Liam, you know this, I'm saying this for anyone listening. Performance wise, you have several tiers. You have your main stage performers that are under some union. It's not Actors Equity, but it's like a cruise line specific. I don't remember the name of it, but it
Their only responsibility is the main stage.
correct. And they have more like normal hours, right? Those are those people. Then you have the rest of the entertainment team, and they do everything from host game shows to they are the Friends of Belle, the Friends of Mickey. They do kind of everything, and they can work up to 60 hours a week. So that's very demanding.
And they do.
And they do. So for Marvel Day at Sea, they brought in a whole separate group of, I can only assume, were governed by that cruise line umbrella. And all those actors did was Marvel Day at Sea, because they were very specialty trained. We saw martial arts, we saw all kinds of things that you couldn't just all of a sudden ask the cast of Beauty and the Beast, hey, can one of you climb the ship's funnel dressed as Spider-Man? That'd be great. Thanks. I mean,
Right.
So
Right.
as a result, those actors were with us for the whole cruise. So like we'd be up on the adult deck, and the guy who was playing Wong, who I don't even know, that Dr. Wong, I guess, I don't know. He works with Doctor Strange. Don't even really know the character.
Sorcerer Supreme.
But very, very distinctive looking, like can't really put a patch on
He
his
looks
eye.
like Wong.
Correct. He was who the actor who portrayed him happened to have been there with his, I think, husband. And so that dynamic was interesting. And then just to see him like hanging out, and it was made it super fun as an adult who loves
I
like
can't
behind
even
the scenes.
imagine that, especially for face characters.
Yeah. And okay, how do I say this? You have to cut this out if this ends up sounding like not an appropriate thing to say.
Okay.
Okay. So his voice is Wong, very strong and whatever.
Probably accent work there.
If you met him in real life, clearly a gay man. Like,
oh, I
when you
love
chat with
that.
him. Okay, so that's okay to say, right? Like, I don't know if that's
Yeah,
okay
I
to
mean,
say.
it's
like,
a very I don't know what specifically the accent is, but it is some sort of Asian accent to some
Right.
extent, so somewhere around the world.
So when you see him as
Just being
himself, and he's chatting with his husband, and I didn't interrupt him because I didn't want to be that girl, but it was like, actors are just amazing. That's the
I
bottom
bet
line.
too, like the actual work of like, cool, this isn't an animated character, like this is a real life person with a real life vernacular and language.
Right.
So you have to embody that, including accent work, and same thing with any physical work that the actor may have to do. So the fact he probably sounded incredible as Sorcerer Supreme into his regular everyday it's cool.
It was
cool.
it made
I mean,
it
kind of
super,
same thing with
fun.
Agatha. I mean, Agatha, she like, if you really break down Catherine Hahn's work in WandaVision, it really is like something closer to a 1930s, 1940s actor.
Yes.
And that's kind of a part of her campiness. It's a part of her character. So then when they get into the real life world, not the WandaVision world, it's like, oh, this witch has just been around a long time.
And then like Coral and I are fairly confident that we hung out with Doctor Strange on Pirate Night and didn't know it at the time. It was really funny because he had his his pirate bandana that they hand out on cruise line over one eye. So like a couple of them, because obviously, and I'm hoping that anyone listening to this understands what I'm saying without being too specific. I don't want to ruin the magic for anybody, obviously, but whatever. Some of the characters would be like, if a child had met that character, it would be a little more obvious in real life that was the person.
Right.
am I talking in code enough that people know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
Okay.
what you're talking about.
So we chatted with this guy while we were watching Pirate Night. We had so much fun with him. We played a game that we made up called Drunk Dad or First Blood, which you watch.
That's funny.
You watch the kids play on the deck and you see, like, because you're peering down, you see which one gets hurt first. And then you look for like a really drunk dad. So we taught him that game. And the whole time I'm looking at him, I'm thinking he looks really familiar. So then we went and saw that show the next day. And I lean over to
Right.
Coral and I'm like, does Doctor Strange look familiar? And she was like, that guy we played First Blood and Drunk Dad with. And I'm like, yep, pretty sure that's who we were hanging out with. So
Yeah.
anyway, actors are lovely people. They put on their pants one leg at a time, just like you and I, or in this case, their sorcery capes.
True.
And I was very, 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 very impressed with the entire operation. It was just lovely.
Sounds incredible. Cruise line is just wild. And it's
Well,
like I thought of wait, keep going.
Well, this is the last thing I'm going to say. Beauty and the Beast, which, as we know, is the best show at sea, in my humble opinion. It has won all kinds of awards. It's absolutely unbelievable. And their Belle is on her 4th and last contract. So a bunch of her family were there to like watch
Aw.
her during her last performances. But yeah.
Cute.
So anyway.
No, it's super, super sweet. And I mean, it's definitely a gig. It is a life.
Yep.
And yeah.
And a
for the
little bit of
friends-
animosity, by the way, between the entertainment performers and the main stage performers. A little bit.
Oh, I mean, I bet one's
Little bit of
working
tea
60 hours and
there.
one is working like 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's hard. Both are hard in its
Both
own
are hard.
ways, but I mean,
Yes.
60 hours is a lot of labor. And so yeah, but I mean, hey yo, but
Yo, I believe you meant yo ho, yo ho.
yo ho, pirate's life for me.
Because it's a
Speaking
cruise.
of pirate's life,
Yes.
that attraction is at Disney's
Magic Kingdom. Oh, I have a Magic Kingdom gripe.
Why do you have a Magic Kingdom? This is the Magic Kingdom episode, everybody. Sorry.
Listen. You kids, stop calling it magic.
MK? Oh.
Stop calling it magic. It's so cringe. Where is that coming from? Who said
Magic?
that that's what we were going who decided in what room did they vote and decide from now on we're going to say we're going to go to magic? No. You may say MK, you may say Magic Kingdom, you may not
Right.
say just magic. Ugh.
Oh,
Stop
she
it.
got some gripe. Magic Kingdom, or as I call it, magic.
No,
is-
no, you don't. Over my dead body,
Right.
man.
Oh, my cat, she loves magic. Yeah.
No, yes. See, Cassiopeia is a magic cat. That does not mean she's a Magic Kingdom
Do
cat.
you want to
She's
kiss
just
everyone?
magic. In fact, I think she prefers Universal. Ask her.
She performs Wet and Wild. She loves Wet and Wild.
Gatorland.
Oh.
I'm a fan of Gatorland.
She loves gators. So she just screamed at me, $20. She'll be back in 5 minutes. Magic Kingdom. I call it the park that I probably visit the least, purely because it is a trip to get there. I associate myself as, when people are like, what theme park are you? I always say TTC. I am the gay you have to go through in order to get to the actual park.
I'm making you a t-shirt and a button and a hat that all say the gay you have to go through to get to the actual park.
Almost fun. It's almost fun. It is, yeah. And I have learned to love the TTC. But there is a certain dark magic that occurs at closing time of Magic Kingdom, where the longest wait you'll wait in is the monorail to get back to the damn parking lot. And no matter if I'm 7, no matter if I'm 26, I hate it. I hate it both. I hate it. It's the worst.
That's why when you go from now on, now that you're not a cast member anymore, you should always stay at a walkable resort to Magic Kingdom, and then you don't have to do that. We
You
can
should just
deprogram
stay
you
at the
from your
deluxe
trauma.
resort.
You should just stay at the Grand Floridian.
and
Or the Fort
complain.
Wilderness Campground.
do-
You could rent an RV and get on a boat.
What? You're saying the most specific. Just order a $1 million RV, and then
And stay
fact-
in Loop 26.
I actually love what resort do I love? What's it
You don't
called?
love you love the Grand Floridian?
No, the other
Polynesian
one.
Contemporary.
The other one. The one that you take the boat to.
Wilderness
Wilderness
Lodge.
Lodge.
Yeah.
I love Wilderness Lodge.
I know you
I
do.
really do. And those resorts are, and I love contemporary. I mean, again, during off season, not like there really is one, but I do enjoy a contemporary visit. But yes, Magic Kingdom, it is the park I've technically worked in the longest. So I do have a connection to that park. When I went back to work for Disney and specifically entertainment, I did miss Magic Kingdom a lot because it's like its own separate park in those tunnels. And it's really, really cool. You feel a lot less hot because everything's underground and AC. Because I'm pretty sure if the AC was broken, I'm pretty sure that's illegal because it gets like deathly hot, like it's generators bad. But yeah, no, what is do you have a favorite memory from the good old-fashioned Magic Kingdom that you can think of?
Oh, golly gee. So many memories. In recent memory, if I don't go to like when my kids were really little,
Right.
no, let's do two. Let's do one when they were really little and one recently, which interestingly, both memories are around the same time of night. So when the boys were really little, back when they would have extra magic hours until like sometimes, no lie, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Paula, if you remember when we had extra magic hours from midnight till 3 a.m. Insane to think of now,
And no
right?
one would stay.
Yeah,
No
well,
one.
except for
Like,
the LaForges. The LaForges would
the
stay.
one
This is
weird
what I have
ass
to say.
family.
Yeah, and we know that I am not a late night person. So, and quite frankly, neither were my kids. So we would fuel up on, it was like the one night of the vacation you could have all of the full sugar, full caffeine Coke you wanted, churros for days, all the sugar, all the caffeine. I'm getting, a double espresso. All of the things are happening.
It's bad when Jen goes to Starbucks past 6. It's not a good
and
day.
we were that family. Like we took that thing on. And it was like their best memories, my best memories, running around, because I just remember there would be like so much space for them to literally run. Which obviously you can't do in a normal Magic Kingdom day. And those are the memories they have of like being let to stay on rides. Like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad was really famous for that. I think their record on that was like 5 times around once during that, when the cast members were just like, again, and they're like, yeah, it's just like screaming, and that kind of energy that is so, you just don't find that anymore. It's certainly not as an included perk. You don't find that anymore, right? So the kids, I would always try to plan our trip so that was one of the last nights of the trip, because I knew it was, they were going to be obliterated the next day, but so worth it. Like and Magic Kingdom at night, by the way, is super dark. Like we don't talk about it, but
especially over Frontier.
You cannot see, like you will fall and hurt yourself. I don't know why it is so dark.
It's like behind the castle's one of the most lit. Tomorrowland's pretty lit. But then by the time you get to like behind Mine Train all the way to Dumbo, all that stretch of land, dark as hell.
It is like my neighborhood. It is like when I walk the dogs and you need a flashlight.
Which seems purposeful. Like, I mean, if you can light the whole thing of Fantasyland, you know what I mean? The main hub of Carousel. Like,
it's like they want you to get out or something, because it's super strange. Because I think about places that operate a lot at night, Vegas or the cruise ship, or I don't know, New York City. Like having a lot of lights on at night is a thing that you do in a place where people are going to be. So it's just always been odd to me that it is so friggin' dark. Like it seems closed. It's so dark. Right?
Might be.
Might be. Okay. So I did one. What is you do one.
I have a very distinct memory of like a very particular time in my life with relationships that felt so, like, I understand, I turned 26 in 2 weeks, and I understand that I'm still very young, but there's such a golden hour in my head of like the relationships in my life, and seeing the like 2 or 3 hours before DEP is what we called it, Disney Electrical Parade, and hearing that music, standing next to the Indian at Frontierland. And just that moment in my life, I was so young, like I was 17, 18.
Killer.
And I I had a boyfriend at the time, so it was all very like romanticized in my head. So sometimes when I either listen to the DEP music, when I listen to when I go to Frontierland when it's pitch black, I don't know, a part of it is kind of just like that part, that feeling, that reminiscent feeling of like I truly do feel grateful. Like I don't feel like sad or like bitter or like sad that those things aren't around, because it was, I mean, it was at a time where a lot of my friends were part of the college program. They were also very young. They were like 19, 20. And my troubles and my stressors felt so small. And at the time, it didn't feel small, obviously. Again, romanticizing things in my brain. But still, it's like, I don't have a lot of memories. That's why Studios and DAC are both the parks that I have the most memories with my family, because those
Don't
were the
you think
half-day parks.
I was going to say also it's because you're a local. Like I
Yeah.
think Magic Kingdom for local moms and dads, it's like if they're going to go to Magic Kingdom, that's like, whew, okay.
That's like a you go in just for the fireworks moment.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not like, we never spent days at Magic. My dad didn't want to, never did.
I mean,
So,
I kind of get it. I get the romanticizing. Also, though, to people who think, oh, it used to be so much less crowded. Nah, it didn't.
to
Like
be honest, in my head, I mean, this is a childhood memory, but like,
right.
it was pretty horrific. Like,
Yeah. No, it's always been awful. And there was the difference is, but that's also true now. Like, you know how I always fight that. Like people are like, oh, it's crowded all the time. That isn't true. Like there are moments in every day when things are not crowded, or you just like
right.
randomly come across an area that, a ride is down or whatever, and there's plenty of space. So it's not like this bottleneck of people 24 hours a day, but at the same time, most of the day, like for instance, Fantasyland is going to feel like a friggin' nut show 24/7. Like anytime the
And
parks
it's
are
the same thing
open,
at Disneyland.
it totally
Like,
is. It totally is.
there
And
are moments of quiet, but for the most part, a bulk of the traffic. If you have 6 cast members just organizing strollers, probably busy. Like,
yeah,
what do
yeah,
you?
it's just a thing. Someone
Mhm.
did ask me about cruise line. They were like, I'm really worried because our ship is completely sold out. Are there going to be lines for everything, whatever? And I'm like, the thing about cruise line is every ship goes out completely full unless there's a global pandemic. Like they are always full. So
Right.
they're equipped and the ship is just that's how they operate. So it never
And
no,
to be
there's
honest,
not.
at some points, if your ship wasn't sold out, they would probably just close things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
they'll just ship to operational need.
Well,
It's like they
that's
know
how
what they're doing.
you're able to get good deals if you can go last minute. And oh my gosh, that was the other thing. This ship was filled with cast members. Everyone we met, because I think they offered a lot of discounts for this particular cruise. Literally, like one of the guys we hung out with is he's an accountant in corporate finance for Disney. Like
Cool.
we hung out with some Imagineers, like everywhere.
I
There
mean,
were
if you
cast
remember
members and cast member families.
from a few episodes ago, Anna goes on a cruise once every 4 months.
Yeah.
Like, she goes a lot, and everyone's like, why do you keep going? And I was like, if you can go for $300-$400 for 5 nights,
And
why
I
wouldn't you go?
believe, is it 4 cabins you can get with the discount?
Correct.
So you saw tons of extended families of cast members. So
Yeah, as long as the person's with you, you can
and
book
if
as
you
many as
go
you
in the
want,
off
basically.
season, you're gonna have that vibe. Like, and it
Right.
kind of created a whole different level of the cruise. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off topic. So we were talking about Magic Kingdom. So my other cool memory is also with my kids late at night, but this last trip that we did, which we realized the other day was January of 2020. So it was literally right
So
before
Jen
the
had
pandemic.
COVID, just
I know.
spreading it around.
No,
She's
I
like
didn't
butter.
get COVID. I was not agent zero.
I'm
Patient
gonna
zero.
email Inside the Magic and say Jen LaForge is a
Yeah,
anti-vaxxer.
it was me. No, I am not. Excuse me very much. Anyway, so also didn't get COVID on the cruise, by the way, if anybody wants to know. So knock on wood. Yeah, it's been over. Well, have I been home for a week? No, not quite. I got
No,
home.
but I mean, you would know by now.
I would know by now. Anywho, what was I saying? Oh, with the kids, we did in January of 2020, we did the paid extra hours at Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
which they have now brought back. I'm actually doing it in March at Hollywood Studios.
I'm busy, so
You are busy, actually. You have performances that weekend.
That's true.
Because that's the whole reason I'm coming for the trip, you big brat.
It's true, because I had all of your previous dates in my calendar. I said, Jen, we have dinner on January 28th. And I said, oh yeah, she canceled that.
Yeah, because I had to cancel everything so that I could come see my favorite person in
Be a squid.
SpongeBob SquarePants the musical. Tickets are on sale now.
Link in my bio.
Yeah, please.
True.
Anyway, so we went to that and it was the same kind of thing, like no people, like to the point of it feeling literally like you've broken in and you have those things you have included popcorn and drink and Mickey bars, and we're just eating our popcorn, walking around. There's like not a soul, like not a
Which
soul.
if there was an annual pass of 2 hours every week of just that, Jen LaForge would sign up for that.
I totally would, because it really, it's just delightful. Now, the problem with those events, and Liam, back me up on this, with Magic Kingdom, there's a lot of acreage. So it's the same problem you have with those events at Epcot. And it's why those type of events work really well at something like Hollywood Studios. Because at Magic Kingdom, even if you could walk on every single solitary ride, which you frequently can during those events, just the sheer getting
acreage
around is going to take you, like if it's a 3-hour event, is going to take you the whole 3 hours. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're going to really walk a ton, and you're going to have to hustle. Like you're going to have to move your booty. So decide what you want out of the evening. I mean, there is an argument to be made in my mind of just kind of enjoying the fact that you kind of have the park to yourself, not rushing around, maybe picking one side or the other. Do you know what I'm saying? Like either doing Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, or doing Frontier Adventureland, New Orleans, not New Orleans Square. I'm at Disneyland.
But like that kind
Square.
I'd even say halving Fantasyland, because you got Mine Train, you got Ariel, you got all that crap on that side, and then literally left of that. So like Enchanted Tales with Belle, Peter Pan's Flight, Small World into Haunted Mansion. So it's like, you kind of got to half it. And Jen's completely right about acreage. It's just like, you just don't have the time. You really don't.
Even if you're a fast walker, it's just hard. What I would probably do, like if I was going with my family, I would still get a park reservation for that day, which the good thing about that is that typically the mornings of the days when they have those events are much less crowded. And I would go ahead and bang out, like I would pick and choose and maybe do like half of Magic Kingdom during that operational day, right? Like do Genie Plus or do standby first thing in the morning or whatever, take your break. And then when you come back in the evening, only intend.
And I'm talking like I'm talking big break. I'm saying 12 to 6.
Yeah. Like we're talking, you could even park hop if you wanted, although, you want to have good energy for the night, but I would not. Is it physically possible to ride all the headliners that are operating? And that's the other thing that can really bite you in the butt during those extra magic hour paid things, is if a headliner is down, because then it kind of really, I was going to say a really horrible term that I won't say, but it rhymes with, I was going to say, so you really screw the pooch, which you shouldn't say. That's like
my face.
But like it will completely derail.
We're like, screws a pouch. Like, geez, when did you turn 95
I know.
in Texas?
And I'm like, oh, it's such a bad thing to say. But it really will screw up the whole night, right? Like if like at Animal Kingdom, if Flight of Passage is down during one of those things, it just really, it messes up the whole night. So
no, it does. Anyway. And I mean, just announced, of course, we talked about it a few weeks ago, but Tron opening, and we're kind of getting ready for that stuff. But I mean, if you'd want to just get out Tron, brother, I mean, even with those extra hour events, Tron will still be at least 45 minutes.
I would definitely instead do Tron with a paid lightning lane, since the ride is literally 45 seconds long.
Yeah, to quote the Good Morning America anchor that rode was one of the first persons to ride that ride, comes into unload. Is that it?
Boy,
And a
babe.
lot of my friends are opening it. For a hot minute, I thought that dog was on my screen. I said, I don't have a dog.
Yeah.
The dog just ran. I said,
Wait, what did I do last night?
did
Do
I-
I
what
have
did
a
I-
dog?
I mean, did I sleepwalk again? To go all the way to the Orange County Animal Service. No, but yeah, a lot of my friends are opening Tron, like I'd say 6 of them. And yeah, each of them are like, yeah, they're right, sure.
It's short.
Sure.
I mean, that doesn't mean it's not delightful. That doesn't mean it's not fun.
Oh, and I bet some people are gonna be obsessed, but like,
Yeah. And I, it's going to be amazing, and I'm definitely going to write it. And
right.
I just feel like investment of time over money.
Mhm.
It's probably not the worst. Are they going to have a paid lightning lane like from the very beginning? They are. So I'm just
Probably.
saying,
I mean, I don't know, but
I would rather
probably.
skip, go to Joffrey's instead of Starbucks 2 of the times that you get coffee while you're at Walt Disney World.
I love how we have a B option. I just love
Yeah.
that.
There's
Let's talk about
sleepers.
attractions that I don't necessarily love. Jungle
Yes.
Cruise being one of them.
Yes, because it's boring.
It's so boring.
And there's never more than one really, really good skipper working any given shift. And so you're not going to get that skipper. They're all lovely. Hear me. But some of them are great, but you're not going to get them every time, right? Like when
Right.
you get a great one, cherish that. But, a lot of them just read the thing and
It's just boring. The whole thing. I'm not gonna say. And first off, Jen LaForge, if you ever ew, COVID. Um don't ride Jungle Cruise with Jen because it's as if there's this really good video on the internet right now, and it is a background actor giving life during a very dramatic scene of some sort of Lifetime show, something of the sort, not Lifetime, but you know what I mean, one of those C-rated channels that don't have a lot of money. And
right.
camera is here, and she's like, and she's acting for her.
Yes.
That's her on Jungle Cruise. They'll be like, welcome to Jungle Cruise. Oh my God. That's crazy. This is crazy.
Okay. For the record,
I'm like this.
Yeah.
Just accepting.
I have a lot of empathy for the Jungle Cruise skippers, and I am on their side. So that is somebody's daughter, son, other, and I am there for them. I am
You're
there
there
for them.
Yeah, you're there. For them.
I
And you
am
are.
their mother in the first row, laughing at every joke. And you may not like it, Liam, but someone actually
Loves
probably
it.
no one likes that.
But yeah, they're like literally me as I was like, you're not my mother. And you're like, crazy. It's really funny though.
You wish I was your mother.
Now Jen just gets off Jungle Cruise mad. She's like, you all wish. If only. And then your sons are like,
anyway,
we're just here.
I think I'm fun.
You are fun, Jen. I shit on your parade all the time. But
you do.
What parade doesn't look good with a bunch of shit on it?
It's true
though. What is some of your attractions other than Jungle Cruise that
I don't like,
or that you could just skip? I don't like to shit on anyone's parade like that. I'm like, if you like
Jungle Cruise, we're not here to yuck your yum. We're here.
But you are dumb, so that sucks for you.
No, just what Jen is saying.
Oh gosh, there's so much that is skippable for me. I think
honest, when Jen and I go to Disney, we don't do anything.
No, we
not
don't.
really. We eat.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about what's not skippable for me, because that's a lot easier to approach.
Great.
The band is not skippable for me. Got to see the band
on Mondays and Tuesdays from 12 to 2:30 p.m. Jen. Mm-hmm. It's a weird time because Jen, I was
got to see the band.
Jen, the Philharmonic's not back at Disney World. They're not back. And Jen's like, they're fully back, Liam. You just haven't seen them. Literally goes into work the next day at Cinderella's Royal Table, and I just see them passing, and I'm like, God damn it. I said, what are your show times? And they said something like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. And I'm the one stalking that, like trying to figure out exactly where they're going to be when. So, that.
She loves it.
Another one that is not to be missed for me is the Dapper Dance.
Correct.
I really, really wish they would bring back the Main Street Trolley Show.
Oh yeah, they haven't brought that back yet.
No, and it just
Which
brought
is
me
cute. So
so cute.
Why wouldn't they do it, right?
Why wouldn't they? There's no reason. They got the trolley. You
It's
know
a
they
good
got the
show. It's a
costumes
good
because they
shift,
never
too.
throw anything away in that costume department. So I know they've got the costumes. Come on.
They still
And
got the
they're
river
not-
country.
They don't even
Costumes
like
back there.
change them. Like, you know,
Right.
okay, so that can't be missed for me. I can't miss Jungle Cruise. I'm not Jungle Cruise. Tiki Room.
Even
That's
on
on my can't
even
be
on the
missed.
East Coast.
Yeah, because it went back to the OG. They got rid of the Stitch thing and everything, so I can handle it on the East Coast. It doesn't have water in the middle like it does at Disneyland in California, but I still like it. And I like the fire show when you're waiting. I don't know why this is international signal for the fire show. I like that. Carousel Progress most of the time.
Yeah. Same.
People Mover, that's a not to be missed
Same.
for me. Now, as far as, you know, I can skip Space. I like it. I can totally skip it. You love Space. I can skip, of course, Splash Mountain, which once it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, is the
It'll
name.
probably turn. Yeah. It'll
Am I
probably
getting
good
the name
job,
right?
Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
For real legit, I'm in on all of that. So I'm
Oh,
super
thank
excited
God.
about that.
Not the 2.5 hour wait for it to leave. It was when I was working a shift at Starbucks that night that Splash closed. 4.5 hour wait for
Crazy.
that dumb ride.
Well, we're planning our trip to Tokyo Disney, which is coming
Okay.
up in April. And
Is that
the
announced? Have you talked about that on the channel?
no, I haven't given specifics.
Ooh,
So
look,
yeah,
everybody.
spoiler. Heard it here
Spoiler.
first. But the Pooh's Honey Pot there is evidently a great, great ride.
It's like
Like, there's-
Ratatouille, but poo.
Huge line for that, evidently. So that'll be fun. And also the Beauty and the Beast ride is there too. It's supposed to be
Oh,
really
that
good.
looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I really wish. Yeah.
so-
You know what I want to bring up? Restaurants. Okay.
mm,
Let's go through them because there's only like 6 of them.
there's not a lot.
We did not have a good time at Be Our Guest. Not a bad time, but we, for the price in which we paid, by we I mean Jen paid, and it was not good. Not as good as I thought. If it was like a not a quick service moment, but if it was closer to like a Mama Melrose situation.
I think what you mean is it was not a good value for money.
and
that-
Jen loves that term.
I really do, because here's why I love that term. Something can be very inexpensive and not be a good value. And on the other side, something can be very, very expensive and be a good value. Okay.
Correct.
I mean, I just ate at Remy on the Disney Dream. We did the wine pairing. My bill
Only
was
$300.
$300.
That with a tip?
No.
Oh, good.
So, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm not saying this is not a moment where I'm like, I can't believe I paid all this money, blah, blah, blah. This is a
Right.
moment of I'm fine with paying whatever if I really enjoyed myself. And the problem I had with Be Our Guest wasn't even that the food was okay. The food was okay, but
Yeah,
the
the food was
service was so
fine.
garbage. Like, and
Yeah.
I just don't understand that when you're paying that much money. Do you know what I mean? So
Right.
that's
And I've now
that-
I've very openly seen both sides of it, not because entertainment is involved in that
yeah,
venue.
yeah.
And it's a little wild back there, and you kind of have to hold your ground because the wait staff is very large.
Yeah.
And to be honest, so whenever you see characters in food and dine,
Yes.
locations,
Yes.
it comes out of the food budget. It doesn't come out of the entertainment budget. So the restaurant itself, management will pay for the characters to be there, right?
Got it.
So in a location like, let's just say Crystal Palace, without the 100 Acre Wood characters, people don't want to do Crystal Palace. Not really.
Right,
The main
right.
clientele are there for the characters. They're not
Right.
really there for the
the
buffet food. So they haven't paid for Beast to do normal meet and greets yet. And that is a really cool character. And I bet we would have had a slightly different experience if we got to meet Beast.
Well, or if we
because
had just even
tabletops
not
would
been
be more fun.
abandoned. Like, here's my thing with service. Like, if you're communicating with me, truly, if you're coming out and you're like, here's what's going on. We're having some issues in the kitchen. I am following up with them. We are on top of it. here's some gray stuff. It's delicious to tide you over until you can eat. Do you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
when it is that abandonment where you feel like you couldn't even ask anyone if you wanted to.
Well, on top of it, when we were like openly communicating of like, hey, we were kind of left alone for 20 minutes and the food was fine. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a super great experience. And the
No.
manager was like, well,
I can
we're an
get you a
hour
lightning
away.
lane.
No, I could get you a lightning lane if we weren't an hour to close. And we were like, so is that it? Or like, do I have to like negotiate what I deserve? Like
You
at
just
a
put
restaurant?
you just hit the nail on the head. I shouldn't, in that situation, I should have walked away feeling like they really didn't have to do that. Whatever they did, whatever the
Right.
solution was, I should have walked away feeling like they didn't really have to do that. He put me in the bargaining position, literally, and Liam watched the whole thing happen where
And
he
I
was
was like-
basically saying to me, what do I need to do here to make you okay? And I'm like, I'm thinking, now you've given me a job. Now I work here. Like-
Literally just offer us dessert.
Yeah. And we would
Like,
have been
anything. We don't actually care. We're not yelling. We're not talking down to you.
Don't
We're just
put me-
stating what happened.
Yeah.
Like
it was just
and
very
again,
unmagical.
It'd be different. And this is no tea, no shade, because I actually love some people crap on Tony's Town Square.
Oh, I like
restaurant.
Tony. I have
think
had a
it's-
consistently great experience at Tony's Town Square.
It's
Let me
fast,
just tell you.
it's easy. The food is fine. Like it's good.
The servers
and-
there have worked there since Jesus was a baby. They know their menu. They know
and
what
it
they're doing.
reflects, the price tag reflects what you
Yep.
get food quality wise.
Totally
and
agree.
usually the service is great. So it goes kind of above and beyond what my expectations are.
Every time. Like
I would
and
rather
people always
I would have rather have done Tony's Town Square than be our
Same.
guest. Because
And
at
we
that point,
also-
turn Be Our Guest into a damn meet and greet. Think
Yep.
about that.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, I have not had great dining experiences in Magic Kingdom. By
Me
and
either.
large, if I'm going to want to do a sit down table restaurant, I'm far more likely to go over to like Steakhouse 71, which we
That
love.
I do. That was a
I
great
would
experience.
go to Kona Cafe, which I have not been to since they reopened. Are they?
Yeah, they
have
just reopened like a
reopened?
month or two ago, I think.
Have you talked to anyone that's been?
Not
No.
at all.
Just
Which I did
because.
go for my graduation though, and that was delicious.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, cute.
I just think there are so many options at the Monorail Resort. And if you want to have a nice dinner, it's kind of a nice break to get out of the parks anyway.
Right.
Bonus, if like you're staying on property and well, even if you're not, even if you're just a local, making a hotel reservation at one of the Monorail resorts allows you to park. So like if you wanted to eat at Steakhouse 71, like go in the afternoon, have a reservation for lunch at Steakhouse 71, and then make your way over to Magic Kingdom. The
Yeah.
rule is you're only supposed to leave your car for like 3 hours. Nobody checks. Like if you're there legitimately with a dining reservation, no one's tagging vehicles to have you towed.
And
So
there's
stay
space.
till
Like
yeah.
I would argue like, oh, that's just kind of like I'm PGing it, but that's kind of an ass move. Like if
Yeah.
it was
If
super
it-
busy and no one could park, but the reality is there's ample parking.
Yes. So
We'll see if that changes now that free parking for guests of said hotels, but I don't think
yeah.
it wasn't a
I-
problem before. So I
Yeah.
don't think it'll be a problem now. And
I would say it's more of a problem at Contemporary. It's
Yeah.
for sure not a problem at Grand Floridian. They got
Or
enough
Poly.
parking there to and Poly same. I mean that parking lot. And honestly, at that point, you almost rather just park at the TTC and walk over to the Polynesian, which a lot of people don't really know that you
Right.
can even do. Like if they want to avoid how long it can take to get the ferry or the monorail, you can also just walk over to the Poly. And now that you could walk all the way around, I hadn't even thought about this, Liam, but that's 100% correct. You could now park at the TTC
Yeah.
and walk all the way to Magic Kingdom.
yeah, fully. You could fully do that.
Interesting. And first thing
it
in the
will
morning?
probably take you just, especially if you're like bright and bushy tailed and ready to
20
walk.
minutes.
Yeah.
Probably take you 20 minutes, 30 tops, and way less frustrating than standing there waiting.
Which
for
a
the
lot of
bus
the
or the
time, Jen
whatever.
and I just don't like. I can tell when I'm with Jen when she just wants her bed. Like she
Yeah.
doesn't want to talk to anybody.
No.
Including me. And there's nothing
No.
wrong with that.
No,
I
God,
You go, we just need to walk. We're gonna
we
walk.
just need to walk.
And
We're
then
gonna
do a little
walk.
head bob.
I
and then
would
do the bob.
always rather I'm the same with traffic. I would always rather be driving out of my way than sitting in traffic.
Anyone who
Right?
knows, Florida, I-4 traffic realness, because I'm working so much out of Orlando right now. A lot of the time, if I need to get to Universal, I'll get off of the Lake Buena Vista exit and go through Dr. Phillips. It's an extra
I'm
15,
saying.
20 minutes, but like I'd rather do that than sit in traffic.
And it's
So-
not a terrible drive. It's kind of pretty. It's kind of,
it's fine.
it's
You
the
listen to a
burbs and
podcast and you just vibe.
yeah.
But Magic Kingdom is home to like I said, not like my main childhood memories, but like I brought up, like a very interesting time in my life where I decided that like I needed to stay in Florida to like decide what I wanted to do.
Right.
And the fact that I wasn't a failure, or I wasn't a, not doing what I should be doing, quote unquote, at the age of 17, 18, because I was taking care of myself and I put myself first. And that's what I mean by whenever I need a reset moment, a recalibrate moment, Disney is always here to welcome me back. Like whenever I come back, truly. Do you know what I mean though? That's when I came back to work for the company. I knew what I was doing.
Right.
And my therapist was like, I agree. This is great. I had an incredible therapy session yesterday where it was like, it was one of those, what this feeling is, Jen, where you're spent after.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of therapy journeys, the first few sessions are always like that. And then you kind of regulate and you're like, great, it can be a part of my schedule. We're all good. But yesterday I came for my own neck and we did a lot of the work. So it makes sense that Disney, specifically, again, the memories I've made at Magic Kingdom, it's the park I've worked the most at. And I'm excited too for when Enchanted Tales with Belle opens back up mid-month, because that's going to that's fast too. They announced that and they were like, we're opening in a month. And I was like, have fun with that, whoever's staffing that. But yeah, Magic Kingdom, man.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful and horrible. It's where most of the meltdowns happen.
It's true.
It's the best and the worst of who we are.
And remember, whenever you almost need to fight that fight to get to the theme park, you always have to go through the TTC. My friends, we have got one more episode, and that is next frickin' week, people.
What are we gonna do for our grand finale? Are we doing anything? Are we
doing
bringing
a grand? We'll bring Dr. Sarah.
I
bet if we asked her, she'd do it.
He would do it. We need to bring in Sam the Eagle. We need to do a tribute to all things unlimited time magic, but mostly America.
Agreed. I think it's going to be a grand old review. We're going to look back in the last 10 months. Holy crap. But yes, my friends, please do follow us. Although we're going away into the great abyss. Follow us on Instagram, because we're still going to be connected with you guys, not as frequently, but certainly we will be reaching out here and there. And it's not like a grand goodbye. You'll never see us again, but definitely not every week.
Yes, but we love you. And I still have my channel. Liam still has
Around.
a channel that he never posts on, but maybe we'll start doing that again.
Not that I have time.
You don't have time.
Yeah, but I never have the time. As well as like nobody wants to see my weekly vlogs, because literally me in bed. I guess I should get up.
No. Yeah, but as Squidward, do all that as Squidward.
Another day, another migraine. Yep. Here we go.
All right. Hey, Liam, go have the best week ever.
You too, Jen. Bye, guys.
Love you. Bye.
Episode of Unlimited Time Magic is through. Please follow us on Instagram at Unlimited Time Magic. Support us on Patreon if you'd like to do that. Plenty of benefits. It's really, really great. And we're not on Main Street, but we will see you on Main Street. Look, it's out there. Nailed it.